Hey everyone! I get asked about my UI very frequently, so I wanted to make a quick video to address it. And just as a disclaimer, I don't often, or have never pretty much done voiceovers before, so I apologize if I jumble my words a lot. That does tend to happen. Um, so visually, I think the only things that I really use are ElvUI and WeakAuras, just those two add-ons. Everything you see on my screen right now is ElvUI. The nameplates get asked about a lot. That's ElvUI. My boss frames also. Literally everything. When you first install it, there might be a few things different than mine, but for the most part, I never felt the need to change what was already set up. At most, for my chat box, it was probably shorter in height, but I extended that a bit more, and I might have changed the font size or something. On the right side over here, normally they have a combat log chat that I just deleted because I don't really ever look at that, or I don't need it out all the time for me to look at. So I just have Skada here. Well, okay, Skada counts as a third add-on, but it's a damage meter, it's separate. But that's the only other thing. And then after that, I just have my WeakAuras. I did make a quick little update before I filmed this in terms of where my icons are. For people that have watched a few of my boss kill vids already, they know that these used to look a little different. I just decided to kind of change them up to have less space in between the icons and to not, extend all the way down here. There really is no need for that. So I now have two rows with all the icons kind of more condensed and closer to the center for me to see easier. And they're really just my cooldowns. There's nothing else to it. I'm not an expert at WeakAuras. I've never used it before this expansion. So the only fancy thing is my Mind Blast, where I had to gray out if I had no charges. But the only other new thing is my insanity bar that people have noticed. My old one was literally a duplicate of my power bar, and I actually didn't find it all that helpful at all to use, even when I was using surrender. While I had it up and showing, I preferred looking at my unit frame because it just felt easier for me to gauge my drain per second, or just knowing how to use my casts so I wouldn't die. But using my WeakAuras was not helpful for that at all. But now that, surrender's not really used that much, I decided to use, I believe it's Twin Tops WeakAuras. I saw it on How to Priest, and I've seen several other Shadow Priests using it, and it is really helpful. I like it a lot. I did change it up a bit from what comes by default. So normally when you're in void form, you have much more text showing up. There's 3 categories of text that comes up. So, there's a left, middle, and then there's a right. I removed some text from the middle and the left side. Normally after the middle text, there's a drain per second that comes up. That's really, that's useful for you to know how fast your drain is. But since I wanted a shorter bar width-wise, I just removed that so my text wouldn't be overlapping. And then here on the left, there's normally something that comes up after your void form stacks that I've removed as well. So if people actually want to keep those, they might as well look up Twin Tops WeakAuras and download the default version instead of copying the string that I provide in my paste bin, so they can see what it looks like and decide for themselves whether they want to keep that text or not. I just prefer this because I didn't want my bar to be so long. So that really is pretty much my UI. I don't really have much else to explain, I don't think, but if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will respond pretty quickly. Thanks for watching.